The election campaign by Owaisi and Mayawati has kick-started. They've sounded the poll bugle with many promises, speeches and the words that might have an impact on the political landscape of the state, that also gives a real picture of the sentiment across the country. Now, two important developments have taken place in Uttar Pradesh. We'll tell you about them bit by bit. Now, the first thing is, in her first major appearance ahead of UP Assembly elections, BSP chief and former Chief Minister of Uttar Pradesh, Mayawati, has said that if she forms the government next time, she won't be focusing on statues or memorials. She said that she'd rather work on changing the face of Uttar Pradesh. The BSP chief added that she had made memorials and statues in abundance the last time they were in power. As Chief Minister, Mayawati commissioned several parks and monuments with giant statues of herself. BSP founder Kanchi Ram and her party symbol, that is an elephant. Mayawati lost power in Uttar Pradesh in 2012 to rival Samajwadi Party. Now, another important development that took place today was AIMIM chief Owaisi's rally in Ayodhya. He launched a party's poll campaign from Ayodhya. Addressing a rally there, he said that AIMIM has strengthened in the last 5 years and that they will fight the polls with full strength. Stoking the emotions of the Muslim community, Owaisi said that this community does not have any leadership in the state, no representation. The assembly polls in Uttar Pradesh will be held in 2022. These are the two developments that signal the kick-starting of the political election campaign ahead of those crucial elections in Uttar Pradesh.
अब हमें कोई नया स्मारक या पार्क या उनकी मूर्तियां आदि फिर से लगाने की जरूरत नहीं पड़ेगी। जितना मुझे काम करना था मैंने थोक के भाव कर दिया, कई गुना ज़्यादा आदर सम्मान देकर उनको कर दिया। अब आगे 5वीं बार जब बीएसपी के नेतृत्व में सरकार बनेगी तो मेरी पूरी ताकत अब ये स्मारक, संग्रहालय, मूर्ति या पार्क आदि बनाने पर नहीं लगेगी, बल्कि मेरी पूरी ताकत उत्तर प्रदेश की जो तस्वीर है उसको बदलने में लगेगी।
आने वाले विधानसभा के चुनाव में पूरी ताकत और पूरी तैयारी के साथ जनाब मोहतरम शौकत अली की क़यादत में विधानसभा के इलेक्शन को लड़ेगी। यहाँ पर हर बिरादरी की, यहाँ पर उनकी एक सियासी ताकत है, उनकी एक पहचान है। अगर उत्तर प्रदेश में अगर किसी की सियासी लीडरशिप नहीं है तो वो उत्तर प्रदेश का मुसलमान है।
All right, so there you heard Owaisi and earlier Mayawati's promises of doing away with statues and the politics of statues and memorials, this time focusing solely on development. And Owaisi there talking about the lack of representation of the minority community in the state, in Uttar Pradesh. These are the developments that we will be tracking ahead of the crucial UP elections. Remember, both parties have challenged the BJP in the past, and Owaisi claims to champion the rights and the politics of the minority community, and that is one of the criticisms that he also faces, that he is also cutting votes in the states. For more on this, I'm joined by senior journalist Javed Ansari on the broadcast. Mr. Ansari has extensively covered the state of Uttar Pradesh and understands the pulse of the state very well. Javed Ansari, thank you for making time and speaking to Mirror now. Two big developments have taken place in the state. I'll start with Owaisi's rally in Ayodhya first. Owaisi has talked about representation and the lack of it, of the minority community in the state. What is the significance of Owaisi and his brand of politics in Uttar Pradesh? And given his posters had the name Faizabad and not Ayodhya, what does this signal? What does it really mean?
Well, look, for one, Faizabad has a sizable Muslim population. Ayodhya does not. Ayodhya has only perhaps 40 or 50 Muslim families residing in there. So there is not much political dividend for Mr. Owaisi to start from Ayodhya. Faizabad, because it has a much bigger, sizable Muslim population, he hopes to garner some support there. He's trying to expand his political footprint across Uttar Pradesh. He fancies his chances there because he believes, we are yet to know whether right or wrong, but he does believe that there is a certain amount of discontent amongst the youth, the minority youth, and he wants to, with the minority youth, with the traditional parties, Congress, SP, BSP, and he is hoping to capitalize on that. Two, Mr. Owaisi has made no secret of the fact that he wants to build a niche, a constituency for himself, primarily amongst the Muslims. He's also looking to tie up with other support groups, and therefore he has some kind of a alliance. One does not know whether it will last or not with Mr. Om Prakash Rajbhar, and that alliance has come under strain in recent months. But nonetheless, this is something to watch out.
All right, Javed, my second question to you is about Mayawati, who's now talking about development. If I may quote her, she said that our efforts will be to change the face of Uttar Pradesh and not our statues. How do you see that? Do you see that as a shift in her politics? And if you could throw some light on how the caste factor might play out in the upcoming elections.
Look, Mayawati realizes that whatever support had to be garnered, whatever consolidation she had to do vote back amongst hello
Yes, Javed, I can hear you. Please go ahead.
Yes, so whatever support, whatever consolidation had to happen in a support bank of Dalits, especially the Jatavs, has happened. She wants to reach out to a larger base. She realizes that the BJP has built a large social combination, and if you want to get one to put better, if you want to defeat the BJP, you need to have a bigger alliance. And that's why she's now said that enough, that they will not build any more statues, because that was primarily aimed at garnering the votes and appeasing the sentiments of a particular section of society. Now she needs to cross base, a support base, and that's why she's saying that she's talking of development. Whether that will cut ice, whether people will buy into it, one doesn't really know, because she was chief minister many times over. She focused more on statues and monuments and less on developments. So people are bound to take this with a pinch of salt.
All right, thank you so much, Javed Ansari, for contextualizing these two developments for our national audiences and how these comments, these words would translate in the coming time. We'll have to wait and watch as far as this political campaign in Uttar Pradesh is concerned.